You're listening to the PRO Media Network. The next level in entertainment.
Here he goes in. Throwing it down! How about a poster? Anthony Davis is on fire!
You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
For all things Pelicans, you're now listening to the Pelican Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network. I'm Big Q chiming on with you. This is Pelican Postgame Report episode 291. That's right, 291 on the Pelican Postgame Report. And in this episode, man, we recapping the Pelicans 115-123 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks up in Milwaukee. Packed crowd. Interesting game. Same result as the last game. Well, you know, I hate to say I told you so, but it's what it is, man. This is a mediocre ball club. Well, anyway, I like to give you a round of applause. They're simply not clapping for the fact that this is a mediocre ball club. This is actually for all you terrific people listening to the show tonight, established and new and soon to be established listeners of the show. Welcome aboard the Pelican Postgame Report. This episode 291 recapping this game 123-115. The Pels fall short against the Bucks and Giannis, who put up 25 points in this affair. It's me, Big Q, and DC will be here as well to help me recap this game with stats, facts, and breakdown. We have interviews coming up from Al Gentry. Hear what he has to say about another loss. We'll hear what the coach has to say, if he has any answers to help us with family. Also, we have the topic of Anthony Davis trade buzz. Of course, DC will give us the latest trade buzz, and we'll give our thoughts about all this nonsense about Anthony Davis going to Boston. Now it's with L.A. and LeBron James is chiming in. NBA not doing a damn thing about it. That's collusion. But we'll give you our thoughts on the trade buzz as well. And also in the second segment of the show, we'll preview the Pels and those said Lakers game that's due to play Friday afternoon. So welcome aboard once again. And without further ado, let's get right into it. DC 123-115 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. And this one kind of upsetting to me, man, because when you look at it, the Pelicans had a chance in this game. Anthony Davis put up 27. He left the game, got hurt, faked the injury. That's a little joke where we have. The only way Anthony Davis can get any time to rest is he has to fake an injury. Remember, he came down. If you go back and watch the tape, Anthony Davis didn't land on nobody's damn ankle. He came down. Go back and look at the tape.
Say, Big Q, I think you need to stop it, bro. That's that man only way of getting a break, and you around here snitching on him. Cut it out.
Man, listen, let me tell you something, fam. I'm just telling you how I see it, man. Anthony Davis leads the NBA in minutes played, and Drew Holiday's right behind him. But yet you have a team sitting up here at 15-17 and 4-12 on the road. I mean, I just don't understand. But the great part about it is, remember, we kept saying on the Pelican Postgame Report time and time again about the fact that he needed to dig into his bench. Now, he didn't have Julius Randle for this game. He did not have Nikolai Mirotic. So what did he do? He digged into the bench and played some guys that should have been playing. And one guy in particular we've been talking about for some time, and that guy was Jahlil Okafor, who they picked to be the player of the game. Jahlil came in. He made an impact. And just soon as Anthony Davis came back, Elvin Gentry refused to play 2 7-footers. It must be like a vampire at dawn, or some kind of vampire, or something that a monster hates to see, or how you throw holy water on a vampire or a monster and make him run away. That's what it is. He hates to see Anthony Davis play any other position except for a center. He has a 7-foot center on the bench who has offensive game. The man came in limited action, made some plays, kept the team in the game. And what happened? Soon as Anthony Davis comes back, they fall. Now, it's not on AD. It's just that's what I'm saying. Allow him to go back to the 4 at least some goddamn nights, and allow a 7-footer who the man Dale Demp signed. And Alvin Gentry does not want to play the damn man consistent. I guarantee you now, fam. Now that he scored those points, he's going to take, and that's Jahlil Okafor, that is, will go right back to his relegated bench role. The last time he played was over several games ago. He's going to go right back to the bench. And I hear you, family, because y'all was saying the same thing I was saying. Y'all was amening me the whole way, and I'm with you on that. But anyway, let's get into a few stats right here about the game, and I'm going to let DC chime in with his thoughts about it. After scoring 14 points in the first quarter, Anthony Davis was sidelined until the second half of the game due to illness. Now, at first, they said it was illness. Then he had an issue with he landed on his foot. They said he was kind of queasy, but he was out for a while. But who stepped in? Jahlil Okafor filled the void and posted 17 points on 6 of 8 shooting, including 5 of 7 from the free throw line in just 13 freaking minutes of play. The man scored 17 points in 13 minutes. But this was kind of offensive firepower in the big you have on the bench. But Alvin Gentry can't seem to look past that. To understand, listen, you got talent on that bench. Just go more than 3 damn players deep. Anyway, let's get to the rest of it.
Got the whole league thinking we ain't got no bench because of Alvin Gentry. Everybody talking about our lack. We have quality players, but our lack of bench depth. They don't even know who Frank Jackson is, or Sheik Diallo, or Jahlil Okafor. It's a damn shame.
A lot of the commentators, the big guys, don't know who they are either, DC. So, but the reality is, Dale Demp has supplied this team with adequate enough people to play, and if done correctly, they have enough firepower to win games when Anthony Davis is not there. They really do. But you got to dig into the bench, and then you have to play these guys consistently so they can have rhythm. You know, this is what's going on. Al Gentry is not, he just believes in 3 guys off the bench and 5 guys. Don't work like that. If you running these guys to death, you got to dig into your damn bench more than just 3 guys. And what I mean by that is Darius Miller shouldn't be playing 30 minutes in a night. He played well last game, but prior to that, the last several games prior to that, he was stinking it up. So, you have to cut these guys' minutes down. A lot of other guys to come in and contribute as well. Because some of those bench guys, they're only good for 17, 18 minutes. You playing them any more than that, they become counterproductive. That's the reality. Some guys' roles are what they are supposed to be. That's why they are role players. Their role is 15, 16 minutes a night or 12 minutes a night. That's what they're comfortable with doing. But anyway, back to the rest of this. Trailing after falling behind 54-42 at 5 minutes and 51 seconds left in the second quarter, New Orleans closed the first half with a 24-8 run to take a 66-62 lead into the locker room. Now trailing 82-75 with 5 minutes remaining in the third, Milwaukee closed the time frame with a 15-8 run to tie the game with 90 heading into the final quarter of play. Then, of course, trailing 107-106 with 5:45 remaining, Milwaukee scored 11 unanswered points to take a 117-107 lead with just less than 3 minutes left, and that proved to be a lead that the Pelicans could not come back from. Now, the Pelicans connected on a franchise record 19 three-pointers. Darius Miller, who was in the starting lineup for the first time this year, finished with a season-high 20 points while hitting a career-high 6 3-pointers on 11 attempts. Now, Miller's performance comes on the heels of a 3-point outing in the previous game against Miami. He was 1 for 8. That's what I'm saying about Darius Miller. Darius Miller will give you good production. His defense has gotten better, but you got to limit his minutes. You can't play Darius Miller 30 minutes a night and expect him to produce like, a person that's not, that's a little bit better than that would. That's 30 minutes a night for Darius Miller. That's way too many minutes. Let's cut that in half and give Sheik Diallo some hustle minutes in there. But anyway, they finished. That was just outside. New Orleans was 15-15 from the free throw line, while Milwaukee was 24 of 30. And New Orleans entered the game leading the NBA in points in the paint with about 58 points in the paint per game, and was held to just 38 as the Bucks outscored the Pelicans by 16 in the category, 54-38. Now, that's some of the information on the game. Before we get to the individual statistics in this matchup, DC, what are your thoughts on the Pelicans falling short against the Bucks once again?
Well, how y'all doing, family? I've been randomly interrupting Big Q. He introduced me today, but it's all good. But this is the way I'm doing, and I'm feeling about it. I am overly impressed with Alvin Gentry's unknowledgeability of how to perform a bench rotation. To me, the major thing that stands out in this game, if you watch the game, the whole game, in the first half. That's what Al Gentry doing right now. That's what he did before his press conference. You're going to hear him talk about it. But Jahlil Okafor, in the second quarter or so after AD got hurt, he was kind of the go-to guy for a minute there. And he was carrying the team. And we were winning. We actually were winning. He was doing it on defense. I know his rebounds he didn't have any crazy numbers rebounding, but he was getting you quality rebounds. He was doing big man stuff on defense, on the offensive boards. He's physical enough. He can actually run. He's not this big, slow, cumbersome 7-footer. The dude can get up the floor. And he dropped 17 points in 13 minutes, man. And after halftime, we didn't see him no more. I just don't understand that. Dude probably had one of the best games of his career, or the potential to be one of the best games of his career. And Al Gentry doesn't have the common sense to put him back on the floor. All because he just can't stand or imagine to see 2 7-footers out there together. What in the hell is wrong with him? You give Etwan Moore 24 minutes, and he gives you 7 points. You keep Solomon Hill in the starting lineup, which I'm like, okay, why didn't Okafor just start? Solomon Hill gave you 3 points in 32 minutes. What the hell? What is that? Wesley Johnson, he comes in 9 minutes, gives you 2 points. Frank Jackson actually was playing decent. I mean, he had some turnovers and, not really turnovers, but just some bad plays. He's a rookie, still got to learn. But he gave 8 points in 18 minutes. And then you got the dude who giving you 17 points, the most off the whole bench. He plays like the third highest amount of minutes from the bench. Well, we're going to say the fourth because Solomon Hill is a bench dude. I'd say Darius Miller started before Solomon Hill. I'm sorry, Big Q. I'd take Darius Miller starting lineup over Solomon Hill any day. But, yeah, man, so Jahlil Okafor is how I'm feeling, y'all. Tim Frazier give you nothing. 24 minutes, 2 points. Maybe we should sign Austin Rivers. Start Frank Jackson or something. Like, Harrison, he gave you 4 minutes. He ain't do much or nothing. Then they had Williams out there for 7 minutes and 2 points, and I ain't never seen him play but garbage time minutes the whole year. I don't know. What did he do to deserve minutes? And Jahlil Okafor sat on the bench the whole time while this was going on, as well as Sheik Diallo. So, can y'all please get a message to Al Gentry? I've been begging and pleading on here. I know y'all listen, family. I know y'all listening because we getting to them. And I know it ain't just me and Big Q. They didn't start messing with the rotation. They bringing Etwan Moore off the bench. A lot of stuff we've been saying they should have did, they're starting to do. So this is the new thing, y'all. Let's all visualize and go with this. Get Jahlil Okafor in the game. Get Jahlil Okafor in the game. We got to do that, family. If we do that, and you mix him in with Julius Randle, Mirotic, and we have that center that Big Q has been talking about, the Pelicans can turn this around and win some games. They are 11-5 at home. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that was well said, DC. I mean, we're not just tooting our own horn here, man. We've been yelling about this for some time, man. And he's slow to adjust. And the slower he gets, the more games they just continue to lose. Because 4 or 5 of the games, it's of course more than that, they were actually winning these games. The Memphis game, they should have won that game. You know, it was a few other games, they should have won these games. The Miami Heat, both those games, they should have won. So, I mean, it's at least 5 games that I can call that the Pelicans should have won. If they'd have won those games, they'd be sitting in first place in the Southwest. But that's woulda, coulda, shoulda. The talk about Anthony Davis and the trade stuff is only going to mount as the team shows to be dysfunctional. But the team is not in the image of Anthony Davis. The team is made in the image of its coach. The philosophy that drives the team is that of its coach. If the coach is not driving the team correctly or balance-wise, the team is going to be off kilt. That's what happened. And the Pelicans have a lot of great statistics, but defense is not one of them. The Achilles heel is defense. And before we get to Al Gentry, I just want to play this special effect to let you know how the defense looks. You might not be able to see it, but you can understand and get the idea what the defense is like. Man, this is what the Pelicans defense look like on most nights. Do you hear, family? Do you hear the commotion? Do you hear?
It sounds like Alvin Alvin Gentry in that glass house after he had too many drinks.
This is what the defense sound like, family. That's what the sound like. And then after the defense, all that's over with, that's what Alvin Gentry is doing. And speaking of Alvin Gentry, here you go to explain to you why and how the Pelicans end up losing this game. And I haven't listened to this interview, but I'm pretty sure somewhere within the interview, Alvin Gentry is going to say something about we didn't run enough. That's why we lost the game. But let's just hear what the coach got to say, because he might have something insightful. Here's Coach Gentry.
That we put out there, but you have to be able to finish games, and we did a poor job the last 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes of the game of executing and being in the right spots and then making the right plays. So the effort was great. Excuse me. The effort was really, really good. The execution down the stretch have to be much better.
Coach, is what you did on the floor finishing tonight the same that you've had in other poor finishes? Was it the same thing over again?
No, I mean, we just didn't execute. I don't think it was the same thing, and it's just two entirely different games. Every game is different, and what we didn't do is that we didn't quite get to our spots, and we didn't finish plays, and they finished plays. Defensively, we had too many blow-bys at the end of the game, where it puts all the pressure on our rim protectors, and they can't get there because everybody they have on the floor is a three-point shooter. So we just got to make sure that we're completing plays. We had a lead, missed 4 straight layups, at the basket. So you got to give them credit. They're a good team. They're a really good team. They got a lot of weapons. They're good defensively. We're one of the leading scorers in the paint in the league, and they really kind of held us to 38. They forced you to try to beat them shooting 3 pointers. I thought we shot the ball real well tonight and did a great job of dribble penetration and then finding open guys. But you just got to finish the game, and that's what we did today.
With guys out, you had other guys that had to be in different roles. What did you think of what Darius did tonight?
I thought Darius played well. I thought Ja played well. Jaleel played really well. He came in and gave us huge minutes, and thought he was very aggressive and attacking the basket. We had some other guys that stepped up and played. We put ourselves in a position to win. We just got to do a better job, and I got to do a better job of putting them in a position to win down the stretch.
In the second quarter,
He's just sick. He went in and and so he went in and lost his lunch a couple of times, but he came back out.
You went really deep into the bench tonight. Was that a decision you had coming in, or was that just kind of a flow of the game you made that decision?
A little bit of both, but we're obviously short-handed, so guys that would normally play a role have to play more minutes on the floor, and then we've got to get more guys in, and we did it. I thought everybody that we put in there did a good job. I was especially proud of Jaleel because he's sit over there and DMP, but he's in there working right now, and I think that separates him. I still think he's going to have a real good NBA career because of his work ethic, and he understands, and he's going to be fine.
Why was he so effective tonight?
Just played. He went out and played, and he played relaxed, and I thought he attacked the basket and did a great job with that, and he took his time and was under control, and he's a talented player. You don't get picked second in the draft, if you're not a talented player. And for him, he's so young, he just got to get in the right situation. I think we really like him, and I think, as I said to him, this is something that, you got to keep yourself prepared because your opportunity is going to come when you least expect it, and, that's what he's done. He's had himself prepared to play, and he's done a great job. All right, thank you.
That's Coach Gentry breaking down everything, fam. And to be quite honest with you, man, Gentry, he's saying stuff. But like me and DC was talking while we was listening to his interview, and to be quite honest with you, we don't think Al Gentry going to pay that man. I would play that man. That's Jaleel Okafor. That's just to be honest with me. I mean, we been knew that. We've been knew what Jahlil Okafor could bring to the Pelicans. Dale Demps knew what it was when he signed the man, that what he could bring.
I thought we was going to do it bigger. Weren't we supposed to do it bigger this year?
No, now the new mantra is do it smaller. Move Anthony Davis to center. When you got a decent center off the bench, you could play it to allow Anthony Davis to play his natural position.
We got Sheik Diallo, Jahlil Okafor, Julius Randle, AD, and who am I missing? Is that everybody?
Well, I mean, yeah, we got. Well, that's pretty much most of them.
Okay, why have we never seen a lineup where Jahlil Okafor can slide in if Meritage at small forward was working against a team that doesn't really have an offensive small forward threat? Why not? Jahlil Okafor could easily come in for a power forward or a center, and we can do it bigger than the other team instead of trying to do it smaller every night.
Yeah, my mantra's got to be changed. Of course, we joking here, fam. Playing the stumbling, bumbling music and everything. The Pelicans, man, we've been.
Gotta laugh to keep from crying, bro.
That's pretty much what we're doing. We gotta laugh to keep crying because, man, listen, we don't want to lose Anthony Davis, man. Remember how unceremoniously Chris Paul walked out of here because he got tired of losing? Do you really want to go through that through a once-in-a-lifetime generational talent like Anthony Davis? Seriously? We got to talk about some of the options. But when we come back on the other side of the break, we're going to get into this AD trade buzz. We got the preview of the Pels Lakers and other topics that we're going to discuss on the other side of the break. Stick with us. Listening to the Pelican Postgame Report.
Forget ESPN or Fox. Get straight sports talk from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
Sports fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love, unique one-of-a-kind designs exclusively by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars shipped directly to your home. Join Fanatics Rewards for free to earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and for a limited time, get 20% off all orders. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Do you need a domain name? How about a host for your website that can work with WordPress? Try Namecheap.com. They make registering, hosting, and managing domain names for yourself or others easy and affordable because the internet needs people. Namecheap is an ICANN accredited domain register and technology company founded in 2000. It's one of the fastest growing American companies according to the 2018 Inc. 5000, celebrating nearly 2 decades of providing unparalleled levels of service, security, and support. Namecheap has been steadfast in customer satisfaction with over 10 million domains under management. Namecheap is among the top domain registers and web providers in the world. They offer a full selection of popular and unique domains along with fully featured hosting packages, SSL security certificates, WhoisGuard privacy protections, and more, all at the lowest prices in the industry. So if you need a domain name or hosting or anything else, think Namecheap.com. That's right, Namecheap.com. Check the description section below for link.
What's up, Sports World? The PRO Media Network is on a mission to reach 10,000 subscribers. So besides our regular programs like the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, the Pelican Postgame Report, Rapid Fire TSC, and others, we will be expanding out and offering other content like movie, anime, and gaming reviews for your entertainment. So if you enjoy our content, please donate at our Patreon page. Also subscribe, comment, and share. And help the PRO Media Network reach 10,000 subs. Peace.
Get all the latest news and updates from your New Orleans Pelicans at the Pelicans Eye View, the new and official Pelicans Daily Journal, covering everything Pelicans. Attention, everyone. Get breakdown on games, free agent signings, and potential moves. Unbiased opinions and straight up facts with statistical analysis from G Balance. Go to www.thesportsdaily.com/Pelicans-I-View.
You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
For all things Pelicans, you're listening to the Pelican Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network. Welcome back, fam. We breaking down the game. 123-115. Pelicans fall to the Bucks. Also, they fall to the second straight loss. They are now 15-17, 2 games underneath 500. Don't sound like much, but they got the Lakers coming up next. And do you really think, and there's a possibility that Anthony Davis might not play in this game? But I hate to beat a dead horse, but the Pelicans have everything they take to win these games. I'm just telling you the truth. If utilized properly, the guys off the bench could really help the team out. I mean, really, if you actually committed to a 5-player bench rotation along with the top 5, because you got 5 starters. This math, Alvin Gentry math is fuzzy. You have 5 starters and 3 reserves that play off the bench. Who somebody's going to get extra minutes here that don't need extra minutes or don't deserve to be playing that many minutes. It makes me reflect back to the time last year when Alvin Gentry was running DeMarcus Cousins into the ground, and ultimately, remember that game, the overtime game when Marcus got hurt against the Rockets and they beat him barely on a play where he was hustling. And then there were the reports that came out, and we was saying that at the time that Alvin Gentry, prior to him hurting, was playing DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis too many minutes a game. Well, of course, Alvin Gentry said in the press interview when he seen the article and heard the news about people saying that he was the one that responsible in part for getting DeMarcus Cousins hurt. He said, well, I heard the comments about them saying I got DeMarcus Cousins hurt. Well, oh well. Now, that's what kind of coach you want? I've been on the record for some time saying Alvin Gentry can't take anybody to the promised land. He won the title as an assistant guy under another man's team. He has a losing record as a head coach because he's a one-sided coach. He's not a balanced coach. He's not a guy. He knows how to run an offense, all right, but it's many flaws in the system design, and he doesn't adjust fast enough to correct the flaws. Defense is a mainstay. Has he fired any of his defensive people? This Ehrman guy who's supposed to be this defensive guru, did he fire this guy or bring somebody in that actually can help the defense play better? No, it's the same staff that he's running at you every night. That's not going to change. And Jahlil Okafor comes in there and scores that many points. Alvin Gentry just says, oh, he did a good job. We knew this man could do this. We knew when he was doing it in Philadelphia. He just needed an opportunity to get healthy and show it down here. This man's not a bum, undrafted guy out of the G League. This man is a former top 5 pick. Just 4 or 5 seasons ago, he was a top pick for the Philadelphia 76ers and averaging over 17 points and 8 rebounds a game in the leading capacity. You mean to tell me 4 seasons later, now that he's healthy, that he can't produce similar results at the center position? And he's your only 7-footer and he just sits on the bench every damn game? And then you just sit up. Either one or two things is going to happen here. Either Alvin Gentry is going to do the unthinkable and just go to a 5-man rotation and switch up his bench rotation and move Anthony Davis back, because we keep telling you cannot win games with Anthony Davis as a center. He is not a center. He does not like playing center. We had Kushner, Scott Kushner came on to the Pelican postgame report. Early in the season, you can look back into the old podcast. You can listen to the reports that we had with him at the time. We had a discussion about this same thing. He's an NBA insider. We talked about the same thing. Anthony Davis is on record saying he doesn't like to play center. He'll play center in the pinch, but to make him play center for 82 goddamn games and play small ball the whole season, that is your answer? That's your answer? That is your answer, Alvin Gentry? To turn him into a small ball center and say this is the only way we can win games is we play Anthony Davis every 82 games as a center. What you're going to get is get him ran off. What you're going to get is him pissed off and eventually hurt because he's playing way too many minutes, and Drew Holiday's playing way too many minutes because you can't balance your damn bench correctly. So maybe when do we have the talk to get this guy out of here? When do we have a talk to say, okay, why are they holding on to this guy at the expense of losing Anthony Davis? Y'all chime in, let me know in the comment section. Now, DC, let's go into, we done talked about, what they're scoring. Of course, Anthony Davis, he had 27. You broke that down. Drew Holiday had 25 in his game, 12 assists in 37 minutes.
Wow, and we lost.
All this and we still lost. Okay, Jahlil Okafor's production off the bench, all that we still lost because they had a run at the end of the game that the Pelicans could not maintain because either A, they tied or their defense stinks, which is a combination of both.
But we're battling injuries, Big Q. Shouldn't that give us a little break?
How long are we going to allow this? We gave Pels Gentry a break for 2 seasons. He gets one. That's crazy to me. The man stinks for 2 seasons. You're saying, well, he was hurt. The 3rd season, he finally takes him into the playoffs with DeMarcus, with switching up and do some stuff. He gets 1 good season out of 3, and we give him extension for 2. That was way too early. Maybe 1 year added to see if he can multiply the success he had from last year. And look what's happening this year. They're falling through the full flow, fam. You know that's one of my favorite terms I like to use. When I say the Pelicans are falling through the flow. That's what falling through the flow sounds like. You hear that? He just touching everything. He hitting floors, desks, chairs. He breaking up glass.
He touched everything except Jahlil Okafor to tell him to get that in the game.
Oh, she's Diallo for that matter. Damn, Al. That one landed on top of his head right there. But anyway.
Frank Jackson, sit down for no apparent reason.
I'm just messing with you, fam. I'm just having a little levity here. But anyway, DC, you heard what I said, man. AD's talk, this trade talk with Anthony Davis, it's magnified by the fact that Pelicans are extremely dysfunctional. I know you've been following this story. What you got to tell the family about the AD trade talk we've been hearing here?
For one thing, I think everybody needs to calm down and pump their brakes for a second. We still got 2 3/4 of a season left. And they talking about AD getting traded. AD ain't getting traded this year. Y'all know that.
How come? Why